Okay, I wanted to share something. So basically, when I come to the beach, I also, after a swim, I try to do some physical exercises. And this is the first year after transformation, I would say. I was the energy. So I started having more energy this year to do some exercising. Even though I did exercise in 2024, like 2025 was for me more like a hibernation state, right? Even though I did some yoga exercises or some, I would say, some stretching and whatnot, I did not have energy at all for strength exercise. Like I used to go to the gym since I was like 17, 18. But then when I came to United States, I used to go to the gym on regular basis. I would say sometime, I would say in 2010. So I used to go to the gym kind of on occasional basis, but it's mostly like I would go to the gym for a few months and then I would stop for a few months and then I'll go to the gym again and I'll stop. And then after COVID happened, right, when they started at the gym, they started to enforce the mask mandates. I was against mask mandates, right? So I thought it's more like a control, right? So trying to basically program and control society into the obedience in that sense. And some of you may disagree, and which is completely fine. That I'm expressing my opinion very openly in that sense, right? So each one of us have different opinions. So anyway, so you might disagree with me, but in 2019, 2020, they started enforcing the mask mandates, and I was at my gym, 24-hour fitness, and I was an elliptical, right? And so they told me to put mask on while I was exercising, and I said, you guys, it doesn't make any sense, so I'm not going to put any mask. And I basically canceled my membership right there and then. And then I used to go to the Crunch Fitness as well for a few, I would say for a few years or so. And then it's kind of faded and I started exercising. I canceled all my memberships at the gym and I started exercising in my home or outside. So I have kind of like a dumbbells, right? I have the jump rope. I have a mountain bike in that sense. I have yoga mat. So I'm doing all this exercising, all this strength exercising I was doing from the comfort of my home or from outside, like outdoors. I would go to hikes and whatnot, right? However, during this spiritual awakening, during the transformation, all exercising actually pretty much went to the halt as well. Kind of a complete, very slow pace, very, I would say, yeah, very slow pace. No strength exercises and whatnot. I just didn't have the energy. Sometimes I didn't have the energy even to get up out of bed in that sense, right? And so in 2026, only this year, I started having this energy, I would say closer to maybe April. No, not closer to April. I think closer to May, June, I started having some energy to do some type of exercising. But before that, I would do like stretching or yoga. But still, I lost a lot of like muscle during this time. However, I feel it's almost like my body restarted itself. It's almost like we are restarting our cell phone in that sense, right? So when it has to upgrade. So my system, it seems like my system upgraded during this spiritual transformation. My system upgraded from, let's say, from all aspects of my life. Like it's upgraded from the mental perspective, physical perspective, and spiritual perspective in that sense, right? So everything, all parts of myself, they basically, first they, as we say, died, right? Went through deep sleep in that sense. And now it seems like the fresh energy started to, basically, I started having more energy. And it's also actually part of this, I think, attributed to the new, I would say, vegan diet in that sense. So I eat a lot of fruit. I eat a lot of fruit, even though I eat some pasta and some potatoes and whatnot, and eat some vegetable soups. And then for the couple of weeks I was eating, I actually learned how to make vegan sushi, right? So it's basically with avocado, cucumber, carrot, whatever, and I was eating, I ate vegan sushi. I had this type of period in my life where I ate vegan sushi like for 3 weeks in a row, in that sense, right? And so I'm making vegan ramen and vegan pasta and vegan everything. Anyway, so when we actually start to move into the direction of, I would say, when we want to switch to something that benefits our health, that benefits our well-being in that sense, the consciousness, this universe, it actually starts sending us a lot of information as long as we're actually inquiring about those items, right? For example, if some of you are meat eaters and you just can't imagine right now what you're going to eat when you switch, let's say, to the vegan lifestyle in that sense, as long as there is a, I would say, intention behind this, as long as there is a strong intention to switch to the vegan lifestyle, the universe starts to actually send people, start sending information like videos, books, everything. So you start, basically the universe starts to support us on our journey towards more love, because veganism, it's basically a lifestyle, a path that leads us more to love, basically, right? So when we choose not to hurt living creatures anymore, right? So when we make conscious choices at the choice of our meal, that's how infinite consciousness brought me the information, right? So the compassion starts with each meal that we choose in that sense. So when we start going towards love in that sense, when we start opening our heart, when we start being more vulnerable in that sense, in those aspects, the universe supports us. It really supports us. So it sends us all the resources that we need. It sends us the right people. It sends us like right videos, anything, books. You might walk through the parking lot and you might find some pamphlet or something, right? So that happened to me many times. So when I decide, when there's an inquiry, the universe basically supports it. Okay, there's a helicopter. Anyway, so that's what I was talking about. So whenever I swim at the beach, after the swim, I actually do some exercising. It's really, really fun. And then I feel really great. So now I'm going to dry out a little bit, and then I'm going to go to the store, pick up some watermelon. I love watermelons. Right now it's kind of season, so I'm going to pick up watermelon and some veggie patties to make a delicious dinner. Mwah. Talk to you soon, guys. Peace and love.